Whoa! Right off the bat, you can tell Cookie Cutter is different. Sure, it's a Metroidvania, but boy does it have style. Infonet promised us a bright future built on the backs of tireless androids called Denzels. But this was all a lie. Fast forward 200 years later and the planet is dying. It's in this world Cherry is discovered in a hidden lab. She has been butchered and left for dead after her creator and the love of her life, Dr. Shinji Fallon, was taken by a demented sicko. After being repaired by a renegade mechanic who found Cherry, Cherry is determined to find Shinji and make anyone and anything that gets in her way pay the ultimate price. Being a Metroidvania, this basic gameplay feels very familiar. The controls are very responsive and Cherry has a lot of moves and weapons, like for instance a chainsaw, which she can use to take care of all her enemies. At some times the movements reminded me a bit of the old SNES game Earthworm Jim, which was a great game in its own right. Like most of the newer Metroidvanias these days, Cookie Cutter also has a parry move that you can perform. When performed correctly, this will lead to an attack that does a lot more damage than normal. That being said, the parry is pretty challenging to pull off, and I usually just chose to defeat the enemies with the other moves and weapons at my disposal. Most of the enemies you encounter are not extremely challenging on their own, but because the game will throw many of them at you at once and in different combinations, it's easy to get overwhelmed by a group of relatively weak components if you're not careful. The hand-drawn visuals of Cookie Cutter look amazing and match perfectly with the style of the gameplay and the bloody encounters you will have. Especially the finishers that Cherry can perform on virtually every enemy are very entertaining and got me smiling at the screen more than once. With the great rock music playing in the background adding a nice rhythm to the gameplay, the visuals and audio of Cookie Cutter will not let you down. Cookie Cutter's in-your-face style might not be for everyone, but I really enjoyed it. The fantastic visuals, the many references to other games, and the very cool moves Cherry can perform made this a joy to play. For every Metroidvania out there, I can definitely recommend trying this game out. Kinda hoping the developer, Subcult Joint, makes more games within the Cookie Cutter universe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.